guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going out to a clinic. Finally, I have waited probably 8 months to this moment. Last time I went to a clinic was last June or July. Yeah, June I think, which is, we're in June now, so literally basically a year ago. And then I went to an arena hire back in January, and then Krem got his ulcers again. So within Krem getting his first set of ulcers and his second set, I've only been to one outing, and all I've been wanting to do is start taking him out to clinics, and then I can start getting him to clear rounds and stuff. That's sort of my plan. I've spoke to you guys about this before, and yeah, finally I'm going today. So I'm going to my instructor's clinic down at a yard. I've never been to this place that I'm going to, actually. I don't know if it's a competition yard or just a place with a good arena, so it's always like being hired. I'm not sure what it is, I've never been, but yeah, we're going to be jumping. I've chose the hottest day of the year to come. It's 29 degrees today. Brilliant. Yeah, couldn't have been any hotter really, so we'll definitely be taking it a little bit easy. The lesson's only for 30 minutes, so it should be fine. But yeah, I will be making sure Krem's having lots of water for sure. It's very, very hot today. Last night I didn't think I'd be here. Something got in the way, and I was thinking, someone is telling me that just not to do this. Just someone is telling me not to do this. So Krem needed his feet done. His farrier wasn't due until next week, but he was desperately needing them done. So I called out another farrier that I knew. He was coming yesterday. 2 hours before he came, just 2 hours, Krem somehow, bless him, I don't know how he did it, kicked his foot and his shoe slid back, and the cap at the front of the shoe, I don't know what that's actually, the clip I think it's called, the clip at the front of the shoe was digging in his foot. So I'm now, and he's like sort of holding it up and then putting it down, holding it up, putting it down. I was thinking, he's going to be lame. Brilliant, he's going to have a bruised sole, he's going to be lame, infections, etc. So I was like, do I rip the shoe off myself? Because I could see the clip digging in and I could see he wasn't comfortable, bless him. But if I ripped the shoe off, the nails would have been like ripping through the shoe, the hoof, sorry. So it all could have just, I just thought for the sake of 2 hours to wait for my farrier, I don't think it's going to make a difference. So I left him, I popped back home. Come back, my farrier that was there, and he was like standing at the back of the stable looking at me and wouldn't move, and I was like, oh my god, he's going to be lame, what am I going to do? Like, all for the sake of he just needed his feet done, and 2 hours before managed to do this. I don't even know how. And so my farrier came, so he took the shoe off in the stable. Once he took the shoe off, he was fine. He walked out the stable. He was a bit delicate and a bit wary, because I think he knew it was a bit bruised and a bit sore. So he came out the stable, bless him, he was alright, he was fine. And then he started to do his foot, and he was digging at like the hole that it had made. So when he took the shoe off, the shoe had really indented his foot. Somehow we got really, really lucky, and it didn't pierce through to the point where it would have bled. Thank goodness. It was like millimeters away from basically bleeding. So yeah, he just has like a little indent. So my farrier sort of filled it with antiseptic putty, and like redid his foot, put a new shoe on. So now like the foot is lifted off the ground. And yeah, like a new shoe's on, so like the little indent is underneath the shoe, but obviously it's going to be sore. It's like you having like a bad bruise. So I did give him some Beau and put him back out in the field, which in hindsight, once I put him back out and I got home, I was like, should I have left him in on the straw, on the soft ground? Probably. But I just thought getting it walking around, because I missed out the part of the fact that the leg became swollen. So my farrier was like, is his leg normally this, like, has he normally got a fat leg? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, this is quite puffy. I was like, brilliant. It was so slightly puffy, no heat at all, which was great. So it was just a bit weird actually why it was a bit swollen. I think it was just like reflecting where he was just in a little bit of pain. So I hosed it down, and within like 5 minutes of hosing, it actually went down. So I was quite happy with that. Gave him his Beau and he ate it, and then I turned it back out, so I thought he can walk it around, hopefully we'll walk off the puffiness. And it was sort of just a waiting game. Like last night I was laying in bed thinking, I'm either going to wake up today and he's going to come in with a big fat leg and be pretty much hopping along, like sore, or he's going to come in absolutely fine. So, the lady that brings them in for me every morning early texted me and said he's coming absolutely fine, walking totally sound, doesn't look sore at all, and there's no swelling. So, fingers crossed, I am going to get him out and just trot him up quickly just to make sure that he's not like lame anyway. Like, I don't want to take him all the way there and he actually is a bit lame, but I don't think he should be, because like I said, my farrier totally digged out the hole, made sure there was no infection, no cut, he's filled it in, he's got a shoe on now so his foot's off the ground, so the point that's sore is now off the ground, and the butte should have kicked in to made it less sore now. So I'm hoping he is okay. But yeah, I was just like, seriously, is there any need for this? I've been waiting this long for an arena hire. The last arena hire I booked I had to cancel because the day before I noticed he had ulcers. So yeah, it's just all been a nightmare. But fingers crossed today goes well. I'm going to go see him now. Hopefully he's still got, you know, no puffiness in his leg and he's sound. He's a bit of a sensitive soul, bless him. He's just a typical sport horse, and any little niggle or problem, you sort of know about it, bless him. He was walking to the field so slow, looking at me like, Mum, this is sore. And I felt really bad, but he wasn't sore as such. It was just he knew that there was pain there a little while ago, so he remembered it. But he was happy walking around the field. So, yeah, fingers crossed today goes well. I'm going with my friend from the yard. She is professional, pretty much, show jumping. So she'll be jumping the big stuff. I will be jumping the small stuff. But, you know, we've all got to start somewhere. But yeah, she's taking us along, going with her horse. And yeah, hopefully all goes well. I've never put Creme on a big box before. This is like a 7.5 ton box, I think. And I've never ever loaded him onto that. So hopefully the loading goes well. Again, like I always say, the main thing I want to come out of today, because we're still learning and still just starting off, is him load well, travel well, get there, be happy, calm, you know, a controllable situation, have a good little ride, and then load, travel and come home again. But yeah, I'm hoping he goes straight on the box. He might be a bit hesitant because it's quite a big box, obviously, but he's usually a good boy. So yeah, I'm going to go into him now. Fingers crossed everything's okay, and yeah, we have a good day jumping in 30 degrees heat. Help. Hello. Hello, babies. How are you feeling, my precious chops? Oh, you're very warm. It's very hot, isn't it? Oh, look at that lip. Are we tired? Hi, Alps. Hello, gorgeous boy. Oh, you pretty boy. Should we go and have a look at this leg? How is the leg of Doom? That's me. Okay, so this is the okay leg that didn't have any issues. I washed these socks yesterday, look at that, brilliant. And this is the one that had the problem. I wouldn't say that's puffy, to be fair. It looks okay. Thank goodness, no heat at all. Yay, we can go! Okay, guys, update. It's actually the hottest day ever. I'm so hot. I feel so stressed because it's so hot. I'm hoping they're going to be alright on the box. Nice and chilled. I mean, he's still very tired from being out all night, but yeah, he had a bath yesterday, so he's pretty clean anyway. And yeah, we're gonna get loaded up. I probably won't be able to film loading because I'm very stressed and I haven't got an extra pair of hands, but do you know what? It's fine, and I'll speak to you guys once we're there or on the way. Yeah, oh great, thanks Graham. Yeah, we're gonna get going. I'm nervous. I need to just snap out of it.
body there. Good. So, that's good. That's the trot we want. That trot. So stay tall right to your pole. Tall right to your pole. There we go. Now, keep that trot round the corner. Might need to support your leg and place your palm. So, really good at the orange. He actually was quite good here. Go a little bit cocky on the approach and then goes, oh my God, what's that when he gets there?
I know.
He lures you into being a little bit forgiving. Good, that's better. Very good. Like here, we're now not landing quite as hurried. Yeah. Good, all right, let's give him a breather for a second. That's right. What hope have I got? Now look round to turn. That was good. Outside leg to bring him round. Good. Now, correct his lead, so he's got it down. Good. Now, keep it forward to the body weight. There. Very good. This is a good canter.
It's my time, it's your time, it's your time. It's my time, it's your time, it's showtime. It's my time, it's your time, it's showtime. It's my time, it's your time, it's showtime. It's about to drop. I'm a champagne bottle and I'm about to pop. Cream of the crop, gonna ride this rocket till I'm at the top. Curtains calling, take your seats. Lights, camera, action, baby. It's my time, it's your time, it's showtime. It's my time, it's your time, it's showtime.
It's finished. He is dripping. Bless him, he's so hot. He was absolutely amazing, like more willing than I've ever known him to bloody be. He was just, yeah, on fire. He was actually very strong today and he's never been strong. I think he was very excited. He just loves his jumping so much. I don't know how much sort of footage we got, but hopefully you got to see some of it. He was such a good boy, wasn't you? Look at the sweat. Bless him, he's dripping on you. Look at it. But yeah, he's a good boy. I'm gonna get him untacked. I managed to untack all on my own and get my bridle off. That was an achievement in itself, if you see the way I did it. Tried to put the head collar on with the bridle on. It's honestly. But he's having a nice graze, actually. I'm going to hose him down because he's dripping from honestly head to toe. Bless him. But yeah, what a little star he was. He was amazing. I'm so pleased. So pleased. He was just so forward going and fast. Like, God help me when I start competing. I'm gonna need some good luck, that's for sure. Okay, we're untacked and hosed off. He's nice and cool now. I'm actually not. I've not been hosed down. But we're gonna go watch a little bit of. Oh, it's stopping every bit of grass. Come on, we're gonna go watch a bit of Sarah's lesson while we wait. Because we may as well. It's nice and shady around here with some trees. So I'll show you some of that. You're watching your girlfriend. So Sarah jumps that kind of stuff, and we jump that kind of stuff, don't we, Graham? As I said, everyone has to start somewhere, although I will never be jumping that, for sure. And that. No, thank you. We're not cut out for that, are we, Graham? No. We stick to the 70 and the 80s. Maybe a 90 when we get a little bit better.
It's your time, it's showtime. It's my time, it's your time, it's showtime. Are you ready? What do you know? The Heartbreak Kid just stole the show. Breaking the mold, I'm a firecracker.
Off they go, out into their field for the evening. Hey guys, so I did actually film an outro to this vlog on the day of when we took the horses out. However, when I've watched it back, I filmed it on my phone and it was really windy and you can't hear anything I'm saying. So here we are about 2 days later and I'm just gonna film a little outro for you guys and a little summary of the day. Sorry, there is an aeroplane actually going past, annoyingly. Yeah, so Graham was amazing from start to finish. I was super happy with him. So I explained to you how I've only ever travelled him on a small box and how he used to be pretty loud and sort of like his feet just didn't sound balanced. It was a bit like bang, bang, bang here, there and everywhere. And I used to sort of put it down to I think he could be a little bit unbalanced on there, or he is just a loud traveller, which is some horses are. So he approached the big box, he just sort of like looked at it like, oh, what's that, sort of like puffed a little bit. And then he went straight up within about 3 minutes, which was really good. And he travelled amazingly. Like, that was one of my biggest achievements of the day. I was so proud and so happy that he had just travelled like a dream. Yeah, he didn't make a noise the whole journey. I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, can we, so I actually said to my friend, I was like, can we actually hear them, because is he just making noise and I can't hear it? And I actually went and checked him, opened the door, and he was generally just standing there like swaying along on the box. I couldn't believe it. Normally he's so loud. So I think he definitely had more balance and preferred the bigger box. Of course he did, the more expensive boxes. But yeah, so that was really good. I'm really happy to know that sort of he's, you know, a lot happier on a bigger box. When we got there, he came off the box he's quite bolshy when he comes off the box. He was a bit like, let me off, and then once he got off, he was so chill. I was really proud of him. It's just crazy to see what a difference in his personality when he's recovered from his ulcers. When he's got his ulcers, he's very impatient, he's very bolshy, he's very, what's this, what's that, oh my god, help me, let me go there. Like, it's just very, whoa. Like when I took him to Brook Farm in January, which is an arena close to me, he, yeah, was just like, it took 2 of us to tack him up. One was like holding him, one was trying to get the saddle on. It was just, he was running around, not running around, but like moving around. It was just a lot. Whereas he was such a good boy. Such a good boy. He come off so chilled. My friend actually helped me tack up because I said to her, look, he's normally a little bit, at new places a little bit, I need an extra hand. She was like, that's fine, I'll tie my horse up and I'll help you while you tack up, because I was going first. And she gave me a hand, but if I'm honest, he was so good. Like, I probably could have done it on my own, but she was there, so she gave us a hand. You were just talking about how much of a good boy you was. Yes, we are. And yeah, so I took him over to the arena. He was just a bit like, oh, what's this? What's that? He was very excited in my lesson, so I got on. Yeah, he was just very, very excited, but he was so good. Like, you'll see in some of the videos, it just looks very rushed and running towards, and if I'm honest, that's what it felt like. I didn't have much control. I've always gone on about how, like, loose he is on the bit and how you barely need any control with him. Like, he's so light in the mouth, and he's in the snaffle. But where he was quite excited, it felt very strong, and I had to actually put my gloves on because my hands were hurting me because I was really having to sort of hold on and pull. But yeah, he was just full pelt for the jumps, whereas back in January when I took him, he stopped at pretty much most jumps before jumping them. So like every first time I'd come to the jump, he'd stop, we'd come back round, he'd jump. It was like he needed to see it and then he'd leap it. He was fine, but this time he was like, oh, I'm ready. He was just flying over every jump, didn't care about fillers. He wasn't spooky at all. He was the total opposite. He was just so willing and speedy, wasn't you? Yeah, you'll see in some of the clips that he was pretty speedy and sort of actually bouncing before the jump, and I could feel it. In one of them, I'm literally like, what the hell? Because he would just bounce, just leaped it, but jumped it really nice actually. But yeah, it's hard to control, for me anyway, because it's new to me. It's hard to control a big horse at that kind of speed, sort of getting around corners to jumps. I find that quite hard, which is why I'm doing a lot of training before actually taking him out anywhere. Aren't we? Because we're still learning together. So yeah, overall the lesson was great. I was so proud of him. And then after my lesson, my friend went, so I was like, right, okay, I'm going to have to untack on my own, but I had visions of me sort of just whacking the saddle off, and if I couldn't get the bridle off, like if he was quite prancy about, because I didn't want to obviously lose him, I thought I'll just keep the bridle on until the end of her lesson. It's only half an hour, you know. And he was sorry, he's just bit my arm. It really hurt. Yeah, after the lesson, I went to untack him and he just was sort of standing there, and I thought I could get this bridle off, I think. So I actually put his head collar over the bridle, just for safety reasons, and he was absolutely fine. I just whacked it all off and he was fine. Then I hosed him down. He doesn't really like being hosed down, so he did move about then. And then he was so chilled. He didn't even care about like going to see my friend's horse. I thought he was going to be like hauling and not want to be on his own, but he was absolutely fine. We went and watched her lesson. He stood there. I couldn't believe it, like how patient he was being for him anyway. I was really proud of him. And then he didn't really want to go back on the box. It took us about 5 minutes to load him, but he did go up after a little while. He just sort of would stand there. He didn't do anything. He just was like, nope, I'm not going. Which is annoying because I don't think they understand they're going home, so they need to go back on the way home, but they don't really understand, do they? Sometimes they're not that clever, but sometimes they're very clever. And yeah, he travelled like a dream on the way home, and then yeah, he was such a good boy. He just come home, went straight out in the field with Albie, and they were reunited. But yeah, I'm really proud of him. I'm actually going to take him to another arena hire in a few days, just because I'm going away at the end of the week for a week, so I want to get like sort of 2 good training sessions in, and then when I get back I'm hopefully going to maybe take him to like a clear round or something. But yeah, we're doing really well. I'm really proud considering we've had all that time off. He's had ulcers again. I'm really happy with how he's recovered this time. I feel like he's at a really good place. He's at a really good weight and condition. So I've got flies and spiders everywhere. It's really hot, so like all the bugs are out in full force. Yeah, I'm really proud and happy at what sort of condition and weight he's at. He's a little bit on the chubby side, I'm not going to lie. Your belly's a little bit chubby, isn't it? But apart from that, he's doing great. He's really happy in himself and just like a different horse overall, so I'm really pleased and happy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got to see some of the footage. Obviously, it's more important to get my training sessions in rather than filming, so whatever I can get filmed gets filmed. If I can't, I can't. So obviously there's not major loads of footage, but it was a very hot day anyway, so we did only have a half an hour lesson. Yeah, hopefully you got to see some of the good stuff. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next vlog. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and I'll probably see you in our next training session. Will you be a good boy that time? Will you? Say goodbye.